Oof. Yes. She 32. Okay? Damn it. Cause why not? Cause why not? Cause why? The So, welcome, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another video. Yes, I am being consistent. Day 2, right? Upload number 2 as we rebuild the energy of Sips with Shay. And ironically, it's my birthday. 32 years old. And what's so funny is I've always felt weird on my birthday, always, since I was a little girl. I always felt like my birthday was just, I don't want to say a problem, but kind of a problem. And I say that because when I was younger, I was under 10. And my mom and my dad had a birthday party for me, or they attempted to have a birthday party for me in my hometown, Virginia. And what ended up happening was they fought. I remember them fighting. There was some type of argument, some type of disagreement. As I got older, I asked my mom what happened, and she was just like, oh, your dad didn't listen to me. And if my dad were alive, he would probably say, your mom didn't let me do what I was supposed to do. Who knows what really happened? I just know I was little and there was an argument and my birthday did not happen. And ever since then, I've always been really funny on my birthday. I've always felt like I don't want to shake the table. I don't want to be a problem. I don't want to have too many people around me. I just didn't want fighting. I didn't want a problem. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do without any issues. And I remember recently I spoke to my mom because we were down south and the family surprised me. They sung me happy birthday. My aunt made me a cake and I cried. And it was beautiful because I felt like I really needed to be celebrated. Like I did. I needed to be celebrated. And that kind of rewired the mindset of I was a problem when I was little for my birthday. And my mom, even when I was little when that situation happened, I remember her giving me a kiss and saying it's not your fault. But kids don't know, you know what I mean? Like we don't know that it's not our fault. That's why I think it's really dangerous to argue in front of your kid. Anywho, that was a little spiel. Your girl is 32 and I feel good. I look good. But it's a funny 32. It feels really funny for the simple fact that around this time last year, it was July actually, my apartment caught on fire. And I think this year I feel different because had I not woken up in time, I would not be here. So sometimes, you have those moments where it's like you want to turn up for your birthday, you want to just be outside. But then you have those moments of self-reflection where it's just like, wow, like I made it here, like I'm here. And definitely in this day and age, it's like people are dropping like flies because of depression, because of things with their health, life, people killing people. It's a lot going on. So when you get to wake up and see another day, it hits different. Definitely as an African-American woman. African-American descent is like, okay, we made it. Thank you. But certain things that I realized at 32 was a little snippet. Earlier on in my birthday, like years ago, I was saying things like, I always want to have money on my birthday. Always want to be able to do something on my birthday. I don't care what it is. And I want to say that was either 5 or 4 years ago. It was probably even longer than that. And I said that because I was like, I don't care if I don't have money within the week. I need to have money on my birthday. I need to do something on my birthday. And what I've learned is ever since I put that energy out, I have been able to reap that energy every year. I have, like, something has always worked out in my favor, either the day before or the day of, where I either went out of the country, went out of town, went out of the country. Well, I didn't go out of the country yet. for my birthday, but went out of the town, went to a nice place, did something fun. I've always had just money, just want to, I've always been able to enjoy my birthday. And that taught me something, or reminded me that when you have an energy of, this is what I want, this is what I'm seeking, this is what it's not even what I want, this is what's owed to me. It's mine every year for my birthday. That's just it. When you come with that bold energy, that energy of, I'm not asking, I'm telling my ancestors, I'm coming boldly upon the throne, as the Bible would say. This is what I want. This is what I command. It's already mine. Like, I'm just waiting for my birthday to come so I can enjoy it, right? It feels different because when you get closer to that time, you're not even concerned. You're not even worried. Like, well, nobody hit me up and nothing happened. It's like, nah, I already put that up there. It's in circulation mode. And that is a powerful energy when you can put something out there and you don't even worry about it. You just let that you let the ancestors, the spiritual team, the spirit of God or Christ, whatever you believe in, do the work, because it's like you already set the tone and you're just now a willing participant. Got my energy flowing where I'm like, fear of missing out is really some real shit. Let me just make sure it's still recording, because I ain't got time for these games. It is. Okay, we're still in business. I'm not gonna edit that because I want y'all to see this is what happens when you're recording on your phone. You can't see what's happening. And fear of missing out is a real thing. Fear of missing out on your life, your calling, whatever you think it is, that is a real thing. I don't care what anybody say when they're like, no, it's in your head. Even if it's in my head, if I am in that energy where I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna miss out, so let me do this and let me do that, that's real to me, right? I hate when people like denounce what you feel or what you are experiencing, even though it may not be an immediate physical threat at the moment. If it's in your mind and it is stopping you from doing something, even if it's in your mind, it's real enough for your body to stop. It's real enough for you to be in frantic or overstimulated mode. You get what I'm saying? Like, tell somebody who has an overstimulated nervous system, like, no, it's all in your head. Like, bitch, I didn't ask. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. So like, that's weird. Anyway, because I just believe in validating or bringing clarity to things that people feel. And just because you feel it, it doesn't have to mean that I see it with you, and it doesn't mean that it's real. But I understand that when we give people the space to be like, this is what I feel, and we don't touch that, we just let them feel that, and then we kind of bring some logic into it, it kind of makes it helps the person process it easier than just shooting it down and saying, girl, that's all in your head. It's just ridiculous. So I realized that my fear of missing out was real for me, and it started to manifest in a lot of situations where I always felt like I was just late to something. So now I'm on vacation for my birthday, and it came up. The person that I'm out here with, and I know y'all probably gonna be like, oh, it's the man. It's what I said. The person. Don't let your mind go too far. The person that I'm here with made a statement and said, "You're not missing out, Shay. Like, you don't have. Like, we could go upstairs and relax. The stores will be there." And I had said, it's not about me missing out. I just want to enjoy myself while I'm out here. And one thing that I have experienced is, be careful when you tell people your shortcomings. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's the fear of this, I'm nervous of that, because what happens is people see that as a weakness in you. And when they see that as a weakness in you, what they'll do is every time you say something that is borderline on that field, they will easily pick and probe and say, oh, that you don't have to feel that. And it's like, well, I'm not feeling that. Like, if they know that you're the sensitive one, or you know how to express your feelings, when you actually say what you're feeling, they'll be quick to kind of call you out and be like, oh, you're being sensitive. And it's like, bitch, I ain't being sensitive. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So I realized my fear of missing out has also caused me to not know when I'm being called out for it, or I'm really having a fear of missing out on something. You get what I'm saying? I realized that the fear of missing out, basically, the way that I had to identify it was, or is, if I have the keys to my home, nobody can get to my home before me unless I give them my keys. So I can't miss out on being home. I can't be late to my own home. You get what I'm saying? That's how I had to rationalize it. And I use that in life because it's like, if there's an opportunity for me, nobody can walk in my shoes and say, oh, I'm Shayla Askew. Like, I'm her. No, you can't be me. Literally. So it's like, okay, well, the fear of missing out might be real in my mind, but logically, when I look around, like, nobody can get where I need to be. Like, this room was meant for us to be in it. It's just what it is. Got here, we called, didn't have any plans. Was like, hey, you got a room available? It was like, yeah, got a room available. Simple. It wasn't oh no, I hope that we get a room. It was, what's for us will already be there. When I am nervous about doing something and I'm like, damn, I want to do that though, because I don't want to miss out on, I have to really reel myself in and be like, okay, I'm not late. And you know, I've been 32 for literally like 3 days or 2 days. I'm noticing the shift energetically in my 30s versus in my 20s. In my 20s and definitely in my late teens, I was very naive, but I was naive with the energy of, I don't want people to know that I'm really smart and I really got this, because then they won't like me. And then if they don't like me, then they'll abandon me. And the fear of abandonment made me feel like I could just act naive, because I just don't want that feeling of abandonment. And I'm learning, like in my 30s, like I'm getting more in this I really don't give a fuck mentality. I'm getting more into, no, I'm gonna let you know, like, no, I'm not available for this. I don't want to do this. I'm not okay with that. I'm learning how to get out of the ego. It's kind of like my 30s kind of like set me free in a way, where it's like, okay, like I really don't want to play these games. I don't really need a reason why. If it was in my spirit from the jump and I even gave you a shot and then you showed me why I should have just listened to my gut in the first place, I don't need you to explain shit to me. I don't care. And it feels nice because I've wanted this version for so long, but I was literally terrified of people abandoning me. And of course, the abandoning issues came from where? My dad. That came from my mom. That came from my brother. That came from my exes. Just the feeling of, if you do something wrong, I don't want to deal with it, or I'm going to get off the phone, or I don't. And when you get to a place where you start to get tired, you get to a place where it's like, they're going to leave, they're going to leave. Like, I know that I'm with me. It puts you in a position of power for yourself. It puts you in a position of peace for yourself, where it's like, people can come and go, but that is what it is. I need to make sure this is still recording. Let's make sure. Okay, because I'm spitting facts. And when you're spitting facts, you can't repeat them because it's intuitive. So what's interesting is I'm growing, I'm learning, and I'm becoming. And I think that's another thing. I'm not even just growing. I'm basically just becoming more of the woman that I've seen in my dreams of myself. I'm realizing that I could have it. I could do it. It doesn't have to be scary. And even if it is scary, well, what makes it scary? Because a lot of times we say, I'm afraid to do this new thing. I'm afraid of success. I'm this for that. So let's talk about it. One of my things was, I kept saying I'm afraid of success. People would laugh and be like, well, I've heard of being afraid of fear, but I've never heard of fear of success. And I said, well, bitch, that's my fear. Maybe you ain't hear about it because it ain't your fear. Okay? I'm real feisty today. It's Leo season. It's sunny. I look good. I'm extra spicy today. And I was just like, I don't need to validate my fear for you. I know what my fear is. But one day I heard Spirit say, well, why are you afraid? And you can't get too spicy with Spirit. It's not going to happen. You got to relax. And I was like, well, I think I'm afraid of success because what it's going to require. So Spirit said, well, what do you think it's going to require? And I said, it's going to require me to elevate and level up and really take things serious and stern and really get my home in order and really transcend and transform and be renewed by my mind. Like, it's going to require me to do this big thing. And Spirit said, but if you can logically and clearly articulate what it's going to require, why are you still afraid? You know what's coming. And why does that seem so scary? And for me, a lot of my things went right back to abandonment. Or I also realized it wasn't even just abandonment, it was imposter syndrome. It was literally those two colliding. Like, I really want to be her, because I know I can be her. And people see me and they're like, oh, you're her. You got it. But then I realize in that same breath, it's like, well, you're not going to like me though, because I'm not going to be friendly. I'm not going to laugh at jokes that are not funny. I don't want to hear about your sad story. I really don't care. I really don't. I don't want to do this project with you. I don't want to hang out with you. No, you don't. I'm not going to make you laugh. I don't want, it's like the woman that I see, she's so on her stuff that it's like a lot of the things that I've entertained out of the energy of, I just don't want to hurt your feelings. But truthfully, I do not care. And I realized like I've been suppressing that part of me for so long that I started to become resentful for people who wanted me to do things. It was just like, don't call me. I didn't even answer my phone for certain people. I was like, I don't want to do it. And I realized like I don't have to be a punk about it. I could just say I'm not in the mood, not right now. And that started to build up this character, this not even character. It started to awaken this energy in me when I started saying I'm just not in the mood. And I started to see how people will respond. Either they responded positively and I was like, okay, they can still rock with me because they can respect my truth. Or they would get upset and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna have to put a little dupe on you because I don't like how you responded with that. I'll give you another shot because we still people. But if it happens again, I may have to distance. My fear of success came from imposter syndrome. I felt like I would have to elevate, and who am I to elevate? Who am I to really be her? And then it came from abandonment. It was like a lot of the people I felt like I was connecting with, I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to take them with me and I didn't want to leave them. So I kept me down. I kept me in the energy of, I'll just keep asking for help on things like I know, even though I know the answer, I'm just gonna keep staying in this frequency because I don't want to go too high and then there's nobody up there. And then I started to realize that I had these preconceived notions of people who were up there. It was just like this scary, isolated energy where it's like if you're on that level financially, then you lose your spirit, right? Like you do things you shouldn't be doing. You sell your soul. It's like this scary concept of wealth and money and abundance and being seen and really living your calling. It always seemed like there was something that they didn't tell us until you get there, then you experience it. So I felt like I had to keep me on a level where it was like, I really want to reach up there, but that looks kind of scary, so I'm gonna stay down here. And what's happening in my 30s is my spirit is now like pulsating out like, nah, it's not, that's a no. We gotta go. We have to. Because it's not, what you are thinking is fear-based, not faith-based, not truth-based. It's based off of what social media is saying. It's based off of what has been seen in other people. But that doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you. You can make a logical decision to not do that. Perfect example, when people say they don't want to get married, I'm one of them, but who knows what's going to happen. When people say they don't want to get married because people cheat, you don't have to cheat. You can actually choose to be with a spouse that you actually like. You can actually choose to keep your private parts to your other person and keep it simple. You can actually choose to endure the times of hardship and disagreements and things that may be unnecessarily a cause to divorce. You can actually say, we're going to push through this. So I just feel like it's ridiculous when people make up I don't want to get married for the simple fact, like, I'm just not interested in the government being in our business. That's the only reason. Fear of cheating and all that, I'm not really concerned about that. I'm more so, I just don't like that. If it was really about love, why do you have to ordain this? Like, you ain't got your marriage is fucked up. A lot of people's marriage is getting fucked up, I'm not gonna lie, because the person who ordained it is fucked up too. You gotta be careful with them spirits blessing your marriage. So I just, I'm in a place now where I'm just like, I understand what the real excitement of being in your 30s. Wait, let me make sure it's recording still. Y'all gonna get tired of me, but I cannot lose this footage. We're going in 20 minutes and I didn't want to, but I'm enjoying 30. If anybody out there who's watching who's in their 20s and they're like, oh, I'm scared of 30, stay in your 20s then. Because the ones of us who are in their 30s, we enjoying it. We don't need none of y'all over here. Oh, you thought I was going to say, no, it's not going to be scary. I'm not that person. Truth lives over here. 30s is where it's not cute to do certain shit. It's not cute. So if you're in your 20s and you still want to do wild things and just you're like, I'm not, then do that. Because I really do believe that 30 is a mindset. It's like you don't even get to choose it. Like once it's your birthday and you turn 30, something energetically just happens where it's like, it's on. Now you can make a decision to turn it off, but you can't make a decision to turn it on. It just happens. Now, I personally feel like I was always ready for my later years. You know, that'll be a part two. If you enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe, comment, talk to your girl. If you in your 30s and you enjoying it over here, I want to hear from you. Comment below your age and how has it been treating you thus far. Peace.